Look at your smartphone. You probably think you are significantly smarter than the people who painted cave walls. Science says you might actually be wrong. Over the last 30,000 years, the human brain didn't get bigger, it shrunk. Our hunter-gatherer ancestors had brains about 10% larger than ours. They memorized thousands of plant species, engineered tools without metal, and survived brutal environments without Google. Yet we still picture them as dumb, hunched-over cavemen grunting at fire. This is the result of 5 massive myths we still believe about early humans. Myth number 1. Cavemen were primitive, knuckle-dragging brutes. In 1856, workers in Germany found the first Neanderthal bones. Early scientists declared them subhuman, incapable of complex thought. They were completely mistaken. Modern archaeology paints a radically different picture. In 2018, researchers dated cave art in Spain to 65,000 years ago. Homo sapiens hadn't even arrived in Europe yet. That red hand stencil was made by a Neanderthal. To make paint, they mixed mineral pigments with animal fat. At Cueva de los Aviones, archaeologists found perforated seashells stained with orange and red pigments. Neanderthal jewelry created 115,000 years ago. They didn't just survive. They cared about personal appearance, symbolism, and aesthetics. Myth number 2. Early humans lived in total filth and constant disease. We associate the past with plague, filth, and rotten teeth. But widespread epidemic diseases like smallpox, measles, and flu didn't exist in the Stone Age. Those pathogens jumped to humans from domesticated farm animals. Before agriculture, humans lived in small mobile groups of 20 to 50 people. Without crowded cities or animal pens, deadly contagious viruses simply couldn't spread or survive. What about dental hygiene? When bioarchaeologists examine hunter-gatherer skulls, they find surprisingly clean teeth with minimal cavities. Tooth decay exploded only when humans switched to farming wheat and barley. Sugars from carbohydrates fed mouth bacteria, ruining human teeth for the next 10,000 years. Prehistoric humans ate meat, nuts, roots, and wild greens. Zero processed sugar, zero agricultural grain overload. Their diet gave them broader jaws, straight teeth, and strong bone density. Myth number 3. They had primitive tools and zero engineering skills. You probably think a stone tool is just a sharp rock picked off the ground. Try making a Levallois flint blade yourself. Stone tool manufacturing required master-level knowledge of geology, geometry, and physics. The craftsman had to strike a core stone at precise angles to flake off razor-sharp blades. One wrong hit ruined hours of preparation. Even more impressive was their chemical engineering. In Königsauer, Germany, archaeologists discovered 50,000-year-old birch bark pitch. This was human history's first synthetic glue. To make it, early humans cooked birch bark in an airtight underground environment at 300 to 400 degrees Celsius. Without a sealed, oxygen-free chamber, the bark simply burns to ash. They invented a multi-step chemical distillation process tens of thousands of years before the steam engine. Myth number 4. Life was a constant, violent struggle for survival. Hollywood depicts ancient humans as cold, heartless survivors who abandoned the weak. The fossil record tells an entirely different story of compassion. In Shanidar cave in Iraq, archaeologists discovered the skeleton known as Shanidar I. This Neanderthal man had suffered a severe blow to the head, blinding him in one eye. His right arm was fractured in multiple places and withered away. His lower leg was crushed. Yet bone regrowth proves he lived for decades after these debilitating injuries. He couldn't hunt. He couldn't defend himself. His tribe fed him, carried him across terrains, and protected him for years until he died in old age. At Atapuerca in Spain, researchers found the skull of a child with a severe birth defect causing brain deformation. The group cared for this child for 12 years until death. Empathy and social care weren't invented by modern civilization. They kept our species alive. Myth number 5. Modern humans are genetically and mentally superior. We assume that building skyscrapers and smartphones means our individual brains are superior. You know how to use a smartphone, but do you know how to build one from scratch? Do you know how to forge metal, refine oil, or make glass without modern factories? Modern humans rely on collective intelligence. We specialize in tiny tasks while society handles the rest. A hunter-gatherer had to be a master of everything. They were meteorologists reading wind patterns, botanists tracking hundreds of medicinal plants, and tactical strategists An individual caveman possessed far more practical knowledge than the average modern human today. If you dropped a modern executive into the Pleistocene era, they wouldn't last 3 days. If you raised a Pleistocene baby in modern London, they could grow up to become an aerospace engineer. They were not inferior prototypes of us. They were fully developed, highly capable humans who solved complex problems with limited materials. Next time you see a caveman depicted in a cartoon, remember, they didn't just survive the wilderness. They conquered it, engineered it, and passed down the intelligence that allowed you to sit here today.